You know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster.
Over time, if you just hire people, which we know the government was doing, based on those attributes, you will degrade systems over time. That may not be applicable to this, but here's Trump on that.
I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so that was a week before I entered office. They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit.
Wow, dropping the BS. Let me show you the image from the FAA's website, because this is true. We covered this about a year ago. They reiterated it about a week ago. But yes, they were looking for people with significant psychiatric disorders, potential intellectual disabilities, speech impairment. I mean, it goes on, and developmental disability. Sage, look, we don't know. We do not know if that has anything to do with this. But I guess my only difference with what Jillian was saying was, to me, it's always the right time to talk about this. Otherwise, it'll never be the right time to talk about it.
Can we give it a week? Can we wait a minute? Can we wait until all the bodies are pulled up from the bottom of the Potomac River? There are still people, victims, trapped in the fuselage. I think I heard this morning that the 3 people, servicemen in the Black Hawk, are still underwater. I think that's where I struggle with it. Listen, the night that it happened, again, I just landed in DC when this happened and was kind of shaken up because I'd heard the sirens when I was at baggage claim, and I thought, oh my gosh, literally it was right there. But I tweeted something about, the video, it's so strange. It looks like the chopper is like going right at him, following him or chasing the plane. And even that, it's like, too soon, Sage. And I was like, okay, you're right. Maybe it's so I think that's one thing. It's another to start blaming. What if the 3 guys in the helicopter are all white? Then what? Like, do we?
Exactly.
So it's just too soon, and it makes me sad because
100%. And it looks like you're using this opportunity to take political advantage. I think it's a mistake for that reason. I do see your point, Dave, but I'm with Sage in saying they should have waited, done a full investigation, and if it is in fact because then you can point that out down the road. But right now, I think it backfires on Republicans trying.
Yeah, let me. Russell, I want you to chime in on this, because in principle, I don't disagree with you that there should be respect for the people that are mourning, and obviously if there are people that are still down there, we want to wait. The problem is we move so fast in the news cycle that by next week, to start bringing this up as it pertains to this crash, we're on to 10 other stories. So it's sort of like, it's a speed issue, I guess I would say. Russell, what do you think?
It's extraordinary that in the event of something so plainly tragic, we're already discussing DEI. And I have to wonder, would we be asking those questions if it was a White Hawk helicopter? Maybe not. Maybe we wouldn't even be asking those questions. It shows that there's such a total lack of trust in any event that we're incapable of not politicizing it or seeing it as potentially being rendered inaccurately. So it's, I suppose, and you're right, that if you don't immediately analyze it at a molecular level, you've got 48 hours before the blizzard of the news cycle has roared onwards. So I can see that there's almost a sort of a requirement that everything gets picked apart immediately in order to find some meaning or a deeper demonstration of ineptitude. But when you actually watch an explosion happen, and as Sage says, recognize that there are actual sort of as yet unclaimed dead bodies. It shows that we've got a very warped understanding of how we're even supposed to react to tragedy.